Kym Marsh, 46, was left hysterical after a collision with a dancer at a historic performance of Saturday Night Fever left her believing her nose was broken. The star was knocked to the ground due to the impact and began shaking in shock as she waited for an ambulance to arrive. Anxiety-ridden Kym yelled, "I've broken my nose," as she clutched her face in panic backstage at London's Apollo Theatre. The then 28-year-old had been playing the lead role in Saturday Night Fever back in 2004, only for her understudy to step in as Annette at the last minute, as she was rushed to hospital. At the time, a spokesperson for Kym stated that her nose had not been broken, but in her subsequent autobiography, From the Heart, Kym insisted that it definitely had been, and that an X-ray had proved it. It was a cruel setback for the star, who'd hoped the musical role would help steer her comeback after she was dropped by her record label MCA, leaving her solo music career grinding to a halt. She had vowed to give Saturday Night Fever my best shot, defiantly telling the Evening Standard that she was not one to lie down and accept defeat. However, almost no sooner than she had landed the role, disaster struck. The worst thing was my microphone was still on, so the whole auditorium could hear me saying, "I've broken my nose, I've broken my nose." Kym shuddered as she took up the story in From the Heart. "Once I got to hospital, an X-ray showed my nose was definitely broken. I needed 4 days off from work while it healed. When I went back, it was still horribly painful because every time you sing, it resonates your nose and it was agony," she continued. "Even worse, I had to go back into hospital and under anesthetic have my nose manipulated back into the correct position. What a nightmare." The onks didn't stop there either, as during the procedure, a cannula was placed into her vein, only for it to become infected. She attempted to return to work, despite having suffered a blood clot in her hand as a result, and then got struck right where the clot was. It meant an emergency return to hospital in the middle of a show for the second time running, and she felt crippled with embarrassment when a TV crew at the hospital asked to film her. Once her hand recovered, it wasn't long before the star of the show was struck down on a third occasion, this time with laryngitis. She soldiered on, despite being rendered incapable of hitting the notes correctly due to severe throat pain. She shuddered that anyone witnessing the Christmas time show must have thought her performance was absolute rubbish. As her 6-month contract on the show drew to a close, the producers announced they'd like to keep her on, but only on the condition that she took a pay cut. Kym, who came from a background of poverty and had previously raised 2 young children on just £80 per week, was unwilling to compromise financially again. Though she was gutted that it spelt the end to her West End stint, she decided to walk away, and ultimately, her public comments about her passion for Coronation Street helped find her a new career. Just 2 years later, she began a 13-year stint as Michelle Connor on the ITV soap, and after that, the glitz and glam of Strictly beckoned, bringing her to where she is today. She'd previously told The Standard ominously, "I'm not the sort of person to fade away quietly.